A lot of players are rejoicing. They have raised the sole Erda cap from 400 to 30,000 per day in the most recent patch notes for the MapleStory SEA server, which most people have assumed will also happen to the global version of the game, although at this time it's not currently confirmed. Many players are seeing this as an absolute win over Nexon, and that they have toppled the system. But for me, it doesn't feel like that. It took a week of mass outrage and hysteria in the community for them to apply what I would call a band-aid fix. It doesn't really address or remove the problem. Not to mention the system is, and always has been, uncapped in the Korean version of the game, and that the booster still exists, which by the way is a terrible use of your money. Please don't buy it. But it begs the question, why are we being treated so differently? Is the global MapleStory community so used to being screwed over so hard that this feels like a big win? I'm finding it hard to get this bitter taste of resentment towards Nexon out of my mouth. I'm conflicted. There's a part of me that wants to keep on playing because, well, there's so much content for me to still experience and bosses that I want to kill, and I want to watch my character's strengths grow exponentially. But on the other hand, I'm scared to commit the time if this is what we, the MapleStory community, have to endure each time an intentionally poorly designed update is forced down our throats. And it feels like the next one isn't too far beyond the horizon. Call me cynical, but to me this feels like this was damage control. A way to calm the player base to try to get them to forget about this just in time for them to open their wallets for the Black Friday sales. And that they will wait to screw the player base over again with some other intentionally flawed and heavily monetized system in the future. And then what? We have to go through all of this again just to get another band-aid fixed with no apology and no attempt to do better in the future, and no, we've heard your concerns and want to open up communication for future updates? It feels like my trust in Nexon to handle MapleStory, a game with so much potential, has entirely evaporated. And I've only been playing for 2 weeks. I can only imagine how other players feel right now. Or maybe so many of them have already been blinded by this half-assed change that they're ready to jump back in their game with their wallets open for spending season. Feels like Nexon aren't even actively trying to regain my trust either. Just quiet the rage for a little while and see how many more poorly implemented updates we will endure before we say enough all over again. We shouldn't have to wreak havoc on all social media platforms to implement a change that should have never have left the boardroom in the first place. Look, I don't know if this is the end of my MapleStory journey yet. I really feel like I have to go away and think about how I feel and whether I should just get out whilst I can. I feel like I want to play a game where I, the player, feel truly valued and that the developers or publishers actually care. And right now I have a strong feeling that Nexon's version of MapleStory just isn't that. Anyway, I've been Will-O-Wisp and thank you for watching.